Say, Dad, how about giving me a piece of the paper?
There you are.
Look, Dad, there it is at last.
There's what? Where?
There.
Turn it over, Dad.
Now that's what I call a good-looking car.
Hollywood used to make, for the newspapers to advertise, little blocks of design about the movie.
The idea of getting across super complex thoughts and making bold graphical design moves within that space is pretty amazing.
They live in Omaha, Nebraska, a far cry from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. They had no idea that they'd stumbled upon the mother lode of movie memorabilia while shopping at a little antique shop. Take a look.
It was approximately 1999.
I walked in the door and there was this kind of smallish table. I just went nuts. I mean, I said, this stuff is absolutely beautiful. Is there any more?
We opened a door that probably hadn't been open in maybe 25 years.
It was like a mountain of blocks.
Literally from side to side, all the way to the ceiling.
It was like we were little kids. We just picked up blocks and looked.
She said, they're for sale.
And we said, we got to do this.
Now we got to see if these really print and how they look and if they're still going to hold true. It was still perfect 30, 40, 50 years later. This is a 1932 Vandercook letterpress. It's not digital, it's not computerized. This is all done by hand. Running the press, it's done by hand. It's not automated. Nothing about this is automated. Marilyn and I, for years, we did some prints. We were on some pretty neat shows and national shows.
We're getting to the point where we say, do we really need all this?
Wanted to see what they all look like, but we wouldn't have enough time to print every single block and plate in our lifetime.
It's a lot to manage. It's almost impossible to totally manage.
It is overwhelming.
We both looked at each other one day and we said, you know, now somebody else needs to take this to the next level.
But we wanted to make sure that it was going to be sold to someone who was going to do something with it and let the world see it and enjoy it.
So I first saw the short film, The Collection, when I was at South by Southwest, and this one just blew me away. I knew immediately that this was right up my alley. Probably within 45 seconds of leaving the theater, I was in contact with the director saying, I need to get in touch with these people because I want to buy this collection.
I think he's got a great idea.
We're going to build a museum around it, and I think it's going to resonate with movie fans all over the country.
Giving it the respect it deserves.
This collection is special for a lot of reasons. One is because it is so unique. There's nothing else like it. It's a lost art form. It's a lost media almost. The idea of this type of newspaper ads is really doesn't exist anymore. So it's a legacy of the entire history of modern history of film, of how films were advertised and the development of different means by which they're advertised. And it's fascinating to see a medium develop over time and change over time, and you can see it from both ends, from like the big studio side to the scrappy independence and the exploitive techniques to the fancy highbrow technique. You can't really get a sense of the total design just by looking at the plate, and when you put the plate in the press, you ink up the press, and this is this amazing sort of thrill in your stomach where you roll the press for the first time, and you roll it back. It's the first time you actually get to see the full effect of the artwork, and it's breathtaking.
It's embossed, you can feel it, and that's what makes it really special.
You won't find these anywhere else. Oh, you might find one or two here and there, but not a collection like this. You'll never see this again.
The idea that in the space, we can not only have the plates on display for people to see, but we're gonna have this bad boy press right there in the space as well. So people will be able to live print note cards of your favorite movie. We can take a plate off the wall and print it on demand. There's just something incredibly magical about taking a plate, putting it on the press, and then seeing the full beauty of the artwork unveiled.